The world is grey, ashes the air they breathe, the grit between their teeth, the fine powder that coats their hair and turns their skin to the color of ghosts. Old Cal remembers the green, the deep, wet smell of the forest floor after a rain. He remembers the sun as a brilliant wound in a blue sky. The children do not. They were born into this twilight, and for them, the constant, gentle fall of ash is as natural as the beating of their own hearts. Lyra, a scout with eyes that still hold the ghost of that blue sky, watches a small, feathered from a compsog neigh thus stumble from a withered bush. It gives a weak, chirping cough, shakes its head, and falls still. Another small stone in the endless grey landscape. The mountain, the one they called the Sky Spear, murdered the world 3 moons ago, and they have been walking ever since. They are not alone. Ahead, the immense, slate-colored backs of a triceratops herd move like a range of hills on the march. Their pace so ponderous, they pay the small, two-legged things no mind. Yesterday, the clan walked for hours in the shadow of a lone Allosaurus, its powerful legs caked in dust, its head low. The great predator did not even turn its skull to look at them. Hunger is a distant memory. Thirst is the only god in this ash-choked world. This is the great migration, the exodus from a land consumed by the mountain's pyroclastic fury. Every living thing that could move now walks the same path, driven by a singular, desperate instinct. Find water, find the great river. This is the core of their prehistory. Not a heroic hunt, but a desperate flight alongside monsters. Tail, whose osteodontocratic walking staff is fashioned from the leg bone of a beast slain in that other life, points a trembling, soot-stained finger toward the horizon. He was the one who saw the signs, who felt the deep tremors not as the tread of a brachiosaurus, but as the planet's ague. He forced them to leave, to abandon the caves that had sheltered their human ancestors for generations. Many had called him mad. No, they call him leader. They are seeds on a wind of fire, cast out to find new soil or perish in the stone. Lyra moves to the front, her simple flint spear a pathetic sliver against the scale of this new reality. Her job is not to fight the giants of this ancient earth, but to see them first. To find the path of least resistance through this river of desperate megafauna. Survival is no longer about courage. It is about being small, quiet, and insignificant. The change comes not as a sight, but as a scent on the dead air. Dump mist, a promise of life in a world of dust. The endless column of megafauna quickens its pace, a low rumble of anticipation passing through the herd. Lyra sees it first a brown, sluggish wound in the grey land, a tributary choking on ash but still undeniably water. The relief that washes through the clan is so profound it is almost painful. But it is immediately followed by a new, sharper fear. The water has created a bottleneck. Here, the desperate pilgrimage slows to a crawl, forcing all creatures into an unnerving proximity. And it is here they see him. He stands midstream, a titan of the riverways, a nightmare given flesh and patience. Spinosaurus, taller than any Allosaurus, its back dominated by a magnificent and terrifying sail of skin stretched over carrot and no US spines. A jagged silhouette against the orange haze. Its long, crocodile-like snout dips into the water, and the sound of it drinking is a deep, guttural sucking that seems to pull the very air from their lungs. This creature is the apex predator of the water, a being whose existence is a threat to everything that breathes. Yet, it does not hunt. It stands. Its massive, clawed feet planted in the mud, its eyes half closed. Like them, it is a refugee. The shared catastrophe has forged an unthinkable armistice. This is a truth central to their survival skills, knowing when the enemy is not an enemy. Kale holds up a hand, and the clan freezes. 20 humans, small and fragile, stand less than 100 paces from a monster that could swallow them whole. But Kale's old eyes, schooled in a lifetime of observing the prehistoric world, see not aggression, but exhaustion. The beast's patterned hide is caked with dry ash, its movements slow, lethargic. It is a king dethroned, driven by the same primal need that gnaws at their own bellies. They must cross. To go around would take days, a death sentence. Kale looks at Lyra, a silent question passing between them. She nods, her jaw tight. She has watched it for a full turn of the sun's dim cycle. It has not moved to attack anything. Not even the young gallimimus that skittered past its legs. The decision is made, a gamble that defines the brutal calculus of their existence. Kale gives a series of sharp, low hand signals, the language of the silent hunt, now used for a silent escape. The community moves as one, the strongest adults, like GOO, from a living wall on the upstream side. The children are hoisted onto their parents' shoulders, small hands clamped over their mouths. They enter the water downstream of the beast. The cold, muddy current pulling at their legs. Every splash is a thunderclap in the silent terror of their minds. They are halfway across when the great head lifts from the water, droplets cascading from its jaw. Benoi, vast and as impassive as yellow jade, turns in their direction. It sees them. The clan freezes, their hearts seizing. The beast watches the small, pathetic mammals struggling in its domain. A low hiss escapes its serrated teeth. Then, slowly, with an indifference born of a deeper suffering, it lowers its head and drinks again. Thirst is the greater god. They reach the great river at dusk. It is not a river. It is a moving ocean. A churning expanse of brown water so wide they cannot see the other side. The air, thick and humid, is alive with the drone of insects and the distant calls of unseen creatures. Life, after the profound silence of the ashlands. The sheer volume of sound is overwhelming. For a single, fleeting moment, there is hope. Then, the armistice, born of shared suffering, is drowned in the waters of plenty. The Spinosaurus, its thirst finally quenched, reasserts its dominion with a speed that defies its colossal size. Its head darts into a herd of drinking Parasaurolophus. The snap of its jaws echoes across the water like cracking stone. It lifts the struggling dinosaur, its body thrashing, and with a violent shake, breaks its spine. The great predator drags its keel towards a sandbar, the unspoken truce shattered by the primal, undeniable truth of its nature. Panic erupts. The fragile peace of the great migration dissolves into a chaotic scramble for survival. The megafauna, no longer fellow refugees, are now competition, predators, or prey. The clan is caught in the open, a fragile island of soft flesh in a stampede of horns, teeth, and terror. Lyra, her eyes wide with fear but her mind sharp, points frantically upriver. A cliff face, sheer and grey, riddled with the dark mouths of caves. Safety, but it is a desperate run. A bull triceratops, blind with panic, thunders past, its charge missing them by a spear's length. They scramble over rocks and through thorny scrub, the sounds of the renewed, brutal world at their heels. The caves offer salvation, but they are not empty. A lame, feathered shape emerges from the largest opening, a Utahraptor, followed by another, and another, a pack. Their sickle claws, sharp as obsidian, tap against the stone. They are the current tenants, and they will not be evicted. The clan is trapped between the reptilian fury on the riverbank and the intelligent malice in the cliffs. This is the hard choice, the impossible equation of their existence. Utahraptors is heavy, osteodontocratic club, a weapon of Didas or bone, ready to sell his life dearly. But Kale steps forward, his old face a mask of grim resolve. He looks at the children, at Lyra, at the future of these ancient humans. He has led them out of the fire. His journey ends here, at the water. He gives G.O.R. a look of command, a transference of leadership. He then turns and lets out a startling, high-pitched shriek, waving his staff wildly. He runs, not towards safety, but away from it. A frail, deliberate destruction. The raptors, their predatory instincts triggered by the movement and the noise, turn their attention to the easier prey. They give chase. Gor does not hesitate. No, he roars, his voice thick with grief and duty. He shoves the others towards the caves. The clan surges forward, a desperate, scrambling wave of humanity, seizing the sanctuary bought for them with the ultimate act of altruism. From the mouth of their new home, they watch the raptors overwhelm the old man. His staff falls to the ground. They are safe. They have survived. They had a home, and the price is a silence in their hearts that will never be filled. From the darkness of their cave, they watch the prehistoric world move to its ancient rhythms. The sacrifice of one has purchased the future of the many. This is the brutal, fundamental arithmetic that governs human evolution. Kayle's choice was not an act of despair, but a calculated tactical maneuver, a piece of primitive technology as vital as any flint knapped blade. He wielded his own life as a tool to ensure the clan's survival. It is in these moments, these terrible, selfless exchanges, that we see the first light of what will become humanity's defining advantage. Not claws, not teeth, not size, but the staggering power of a single, intelligent mind choosing to die for the group. This is the cornerstone of hominid history, a legacy written not in stone, but in the blood of ancestors who understood that the survival of the community was the only form of immortality that mattered. Their struggle asks us to reconsider the nature of courage. Is it the bravery to face down a monster? Or is it the foresight to see a path to safety that requires you to walk in the other direction, into the darkness, so that others may live to see the dawn? Listen closely. The bedrock of our own instincts is carved by the river of their struggle, and in the deepest silence, you can still hear the echo of the giant's fall. But the river gives, and the river takes, and sometimes it hides teeth older than the sky.